want to share with you guys a little bit about my background. And as I was looking and thinking about my topic last night, I was like, man, I'm kind of at the early speaker lineup of day one. And I said, man, they probably put me there so that way after you guys hear my story, you're going to think, if that idiot can get on this stage, I'm going to make it, right? And so my background, I'm no one special. I'm 29 years old. I got introduced to network marketing, the industry, 10 years ago when I was a college student. I have my mother in the room here today. For the first time, she's going to hear me train. And I love her to death. She was a single mother, raised me and my only brother. I watched her get laid off from a company that she had worked for several years. And so in college, I was lost. I was trying to figure life out, and I got introduced to this industry. And I remember being so skeptical, but I was hopeful that this might be a shot. And I got involved in a company that, was bad leadership, all these things, but I started to make some money, and that's what let me know that network marketing worked. But there was things that I saw that made me very negative of the industry. And so I ended up not doing network marketing. And how this comes into Kyani was a little over 2.5 years ago. 3 really good friends of mine, Mr. James Bradford, Mr. Brandon Stevens, and Mr. Austin Sheets, who you guys may know, introduced me to this company. And at that time, I had just left a network marketing company, gave it another shot, it didn't work out. I was so burned out, I was so negative, that they gave me the product to try, and it sat in my apartment for an entire year, and I didn't even touch it. And I didn't get started when they first started. And then as you guys know, what happened? I got the short end of this thing. Not even the short end, I got no end of this thing. And so I literally saw them become successful, their lives change in 16 months. And I contemplated to myself over that 16 months what happened in my life, and nothing had changed. So I scared myself into the opportunity, saying, I've had enough. I'm sick of seeing my friends go and get wealthy without me. It's time to get a part of this thing. And I got started November 22nd of 2015, a little over 18 months ago, with my business partner, Mr. Kevin Payne. And it's been such an amazing journey, but what I'm fired up about is we're just getting started. What I'm fired up about is we literally have an opportunity to take a company to $1 billion enterprise. What I'm fired up about is the fact that every one of you guys in this room is part of a bigger picture, and maybe you don't even see that. And so I have the honor and privilege to go over this topic called mindset, or unlocking your potential, because I firmly believe in this topic because what it's done for me over the last 5-10 years of my life. Okay, so if you guys are ready, say I'm ready. How many guys in this room want to have a better 2017 than you do 2016? Say aye. Are you sure? How many of us in this room want to have a better 2017 than 2016? Say aye. Awesome. So we got to know that this is a working weekend. Okay? You paid a price to be here. How many of us in this room know somebody that paid a price to be here? The money that it took to get here, the traveling that it took to get here, the time. Maybe having to ask someone to watch your kids, maybe having to take off work. How many of us in this room know someone that paid a price? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. If you know someone that paid a price to be here this weekend, look around the room. People have made sacrifices to be here, so understanding that, you want to make sure you get the most value out of this weekend. Come searching for answers that can better your life, better your business, allow you to make your dreams become a reality. And this is something that I like to talk about. It was taught to me by a gentleman named Zig Ziglar. And he said it's the power of focus. And the reason I want you guys to understand this is because we're just starting this weekend. And you have trainers that are going to pour into you. But this analogy made so much sense for me, because how many of you guys remember magnifying glasses when you were a kid? And you could take the sun's rays and you could take that little magnifying glass and focus it. And as long as you focused into a little diamond, you held it steady, what would it do? It would create a fire. It would create some heat, right? That's the exact same analogy this weekend. This event, this weekend, is going to be the sun's energy. You're going to have trainers that are going to pour into you. You're going to have trainers that have walked the journey, that have made this happen, and they're giving you insight on how they did it. And the only different determining factor for you is that you're the magnifying glass. Your ability to focus. See, some of us in this room are going to have our focus all over the map. Some of you guys right now, I see you're on your phone, so you're not even mentally here. See, the difference is if you focus, you can create fire. But if you're not focused, you're not going to get the same value. So the fire that you're going to create, I love the saying, the finest steel has to go through the hottest fire. Think about that concept. A big block of metal. Put it in the heat and you can become malleable. That's how I started. I was a fat block of metal. And it probably took 10 years to even get me molded into something that could be sharp. Right? So I hope you guys understand that and we get the best out of this weekend. So moving into my topic. What is your expectations for your business? I think it's crazy because all the trainers that have gone before me today, one of the common things that has been discussed, which we didn't talk about, was vision. All the way from Mr. Carl Taylor, all the way to Mr. Dr. Sean Stevenson, to all Mr. Andreas Mendoza and Ms. Nina Trevino. Vision. You've got to have long-term vision and short-term memory. You've got to be in this to win it. You can't come to this industry and say, hey, I'm going to try this for 90 days, and if it doesn't work out, I'm done. Why? Could you imagine doing that in any other professional industry? Hey, I'm going to try to be a professional basketball player, but I'm going to give it 90 days, and if it doesn't work out, that wouldn't even make sense. True or not true? So you've got to have long-term vision, short-term memory. People got it literally messed up. They try to do short-term vision, long-term memory. What does that mean? They literally focus on the negative. They focus on the problems. They focus on the situation. But if you focus on your vision and you have short-term memory, why do I say short-term memory? Because things in life are going to happen. Things in our business are going to happen. My mentor told me one thing. He says, if you just take care of the things you can control, the things you can't control won't affect you as much. They won't distract you as much. What do I mean by that? Think about this. You can't control whether or not it rains, but you can control whether or not you get rained on, whether you bring an umbrella, whether you stay inside or outside. Same thing in our business. You can't control whether or not people are going to show up after you invite them. You can't control that. But what you can control is the amount of people that you invite. What you can control is the amount of people that you show the business to. See, and as long as you take control of the things that you can take care of, once again, the things that you can't control won't really matter, right? It's going to require effort and work. Is that a surprise to anyone in this room? That building a multi-million-dollar business that can set you free, can provide you the things in life that you want, make your dreams become a reality, is going to take some effort and work. So look to your neighbor and say, this is going to take some work. But tell them it's going to be worth it. Because it's going to be worth it, right? Do you treat this like a $3.99, a $5.99, or a $9.99 business, hobby, or do you treat this like a $39,000 business, a $59,000 business, a $100,000 business? Because I know one thing, there's people that should have been at this event this weekend. But what happened is they treated it like a $3.99 hobby. And hobbies typically cost you money, not make you money. Right. So, we are here to treat this like a multi-million-dollar business. Because I know if you invested $100,000 to be in Kyani, the same people that said they couldn't be here, made excuses that they couldn't be here, would have been here. Because they had more skin in the game. They didn't take the path of least resistance, right? You got to be willing to pay the price. You must be willing to be a student. If you've never done this before, it's going to take some time to learn. How many of us in this room are in our first year in Kyani? Raise your hand. Look around the room. Look at all the freshmen in Kyani. Freshmen in Kyani, baby. Love it. Stay the course. Here's my challenge to you. Be here 1 year from today. Not just be here and, like, show up a year later and say, I'm here. Actually be here. Engage. Learn. Apply. Okay? And expect the unexpected. Because once again, life's going to throw you curveballs, and that happens not just in this business, but wouldn't we agree that's life? Things happen. Okay? So, moving on to the next topic. Be ready for the journey. Are you ready for the journey?
Yes.
This is an image of a roller coaster. I hate roller coasters. But if you call me out, I'll go on a roller coaster so I don't look like a wuss. Right? But deep down, I'm like, oh God, I gotta go through this. I don't like this. But I do it anyway. Because I know one thing, as long as I get on the roller coaster and I make sure that thing is locked, no matter what, I'm gonna get to the end. That's the same thing in your journey in this company, in this industry. As long as you stay plugged in and you lock yourself in and you're ready for the long term, you can make this happen. But there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be times when you get started, how many guys had this happen? You invite people to a TFY event, a PBR, they don't show up. And it hurts your feelings for about a month. Right? But then it gets to a point where you become seasoned. You start developing the skills. You start getting confidence because you come to events like this. You start hanging around this, the leaders, and they pour into you, and you start gaining some confidence. And then what happens is the same situation that used to take you a month to get over, you get over in 5 seconds. We have leaders that get people, people flake on them all the time still today. And I just forget it happens. Right? You need to be like that. Embrace the journey. Embrace the struggles, like Mr. Sean Stevenson said. Embrace the pain. Choose the pain. My mentor also shared with me, he said, the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory, baby. Yeah. Right? So be ready for your journey. Are you guys ready? Sweet. Okay? This is something I truly believe in, is the power of thinking big. Because when I got involved in this industry, guys, I thought small. I remember getting involved in this industry and just saying, hey man, if I can make $1,000, $2,000 a month while I'm in college and just be able to do the things that I want to do, that would be enough. And I started looking around successful people, and one of the things that I saw was that they always thought big. They always had a vision. I love this imagery right here. This little feline cat, right? But the shadow is an immense lion. Do you have that behind you? Are you thinking big? Because when I got involved once again in this industry, I remember, if I could just make enough money to make a car payment, I'll be okay. My mentor said, Spencer, you're thinking too small. He says, you need to be thinking about how you can go to work, build this business, make enough money, and buy a car cash so you don't have to worry about a car payment anymore. I said, dang, I need to hang around you a lot more. Right? And so you've got to think big, because when you have a big dream, when you have a big vision, it changes the direction of what you're thinking and your perception. See, if you're in this room today and you have situations and struggles, just embrace them. Know that they're here to test your character. Why? Because no one wants to follow a leader that's never been through the valley. No one wants to follow someone that's never had any tribulations. See, they're put there to test your character so that way, when you go through them and you defeat them, you can help others that are going to go through the same situation. Because we're in the people business. We're in the business of pulling people up, helping people succeed. Okay? So, how many guys are going to think big today? It's okay to think big here. You can do it in this space. That's why I love this industry. Because we can think so big here that when we go outside of this room, and you know, that's the hard part. It's easy to think big when you're in this environment. It's easy to think big when you're motivated and inspired right now. But here's what I know. Motivation doesn't last forever. When you go out these walls and you face the negativity of people and all these different things, that's when the true test comes. Can you still think big? See, my mentor used to tell me, if you think big and people come around you and they think small, you'll scare them away. I said, man, that's good. Because I don't want to be around people that think small. Get away from me, right? Like Sean Stevenson said. So, think big. Okay, I'm going to show you and play a guessing game of people that thought big when maybe their circumstances, maybe when the things that we're facing were so hard at the time, but they still were able to defeat it. How many of us in this room know who this is? Don't say it, but if you do, cool. But I'm going to give you some insight. Her mother had her when she was 14. She was sexually abused at the age of 6, and she ran away from home. She gave birth to a baby boy at the age of 14, and it shortly passed away after. She was fired from her job in her adult years because she was told she wasn't fit for television. How many of us know that story of Oprah Winfrey? One of the most successful women entrepreneurs in the world today, created a legacy, a movement, and that was her circumstance at a young age. That's what she had to go through. See, I know things happen to everybody, but once again, situation is relevant for everybody. And you've got to understand that the story that you're going to create through those struggles is all more the reason to go out there and make it happen, so you can, get on these stages and share that story with the world. Okay, we're going to go on the next one. Guess who? How many of us know who this is? He was introduced to drugs at age 6, was addicted by 8. In 1991, his addiction to drugs caused his relationship of over 7 years. After that, he lost control over his addiction and was sent to jail for various crimes. Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, Tony Stark. Boss man, right? Powerful. Struggles, tribulations, embrace it. Guess who? Right? Some of you guys that were on the right voting, streaming side when Mr. Skylar Stephenson went over something will get this, right? He was adopted by a working class couple after his parents decided they didn't want him. He dropped out of Reed College when he couldn't afford tuition. He started his first business in his parents' garage in 1976. And he was fired from the company in 1985 after a power struggle. And as we know, this is Steve Jobs, the best phones in the world. I see you Android faces. Stop being negative, think big. The next 5 years, we all agreed that we wanted to have a better 2017 than 2016. See, what I love about being a human, being a person and not an animal, is we have the option of choice. Think about your last 5 years of your life. Think about the problems, think about the struggles, think about the things that you went through over the last 5 years of your life. And what a tragedy it would be if you had to live the next 5 years of your life with the same troubles, the same struggles, the same problems. Wouldn't we all agree that's a tragedy? But that's what's powerful about having an opportunity like this, is that the next 5 years of your life don't have to look like the last 5. But you've got to make that choice. You've got to identify the skills you have to develop. You've got to identify the habits you need to give up and you need to gain. How many of us have things in our life that distract us? Maybe it's too much television, I don't know what it is. But what would you look like if you made a sacrifice just for 60, 90 days and eliminated distraction and had laser focus and went out there and made this business happen? Went out there and learned from this weekend and went out to your local market and applied it. What does you look like when you're on fire? Have you ever asked yourself that? Because I remember growing up, being young, I was lazy, I wasn't motivated. I was off track, guys. I was literally the most off track person in the world. My eyes were always red and I wasn't on the swim team. I was tired, that's what it was. Sorry, Mom. But I was off track. But you have to give up habits that are robbing you of your opportunity and your dreams. And then you identify the actions you have to take, and then you go out there and you do it. That's how you make sure the next 5 years of your life don't look like the last 5. But it's going to take consistent effort. It's going to take you to be determined on a mission to make that change. Because how many can agree that creating massive change requires you to get massively uncomfortable? Dr. Sean Stevens talked about it. If you go to the gym and you haven't worked out in 2 years, and then the next day you're not sore, let me tell you something. You didn't work out. Right? You just did it. The pain is there because that is what makes you grow. Right? So you gotta go out there and do it. You need to write down habits that you need to give up. You need to write down habits that you've got to gain. And you go out there and you do it. You put it on a board and you wake up every day motivated with a passion to build your dreams and build this company and get to diamond and get to color diamond and get all the way to double black diamond. Okay? So, this is going to be deep. This was my reality 5 years ago. This is where I sat 5 years ago. Made a mistake in my life, cost me a year of my life. Worst time for my family, worst time for my mother, worst time for everybody. And I thank my mother every single day for sticking by my side, writing me letters, literally at the worst point in my life. And the reason I put this up here, I've never talked about this publicly. Never. I used to run away from this. I hated the fact that I had this on my shoulder. It's like the red scarlet letter. But then I started to realize that I am who I am today because of the struggles, because of the tribulations, because of the pain, and I would never take that experience away from me regardless of how bad it was because it made me who I am today. And so, I put that out on the table for each and every single one of you guys for this reason alone. Is if you're going through struggles, if you're going through hell, my mentor said one thing, don't stay there. Get out. Make it happen. Go put in the work. Come here to events like this and be hungry. Take the most notes you've ever taken in your life. Like I said, what does you look like when you're on fire? What does you look like if you commit for 90 days? Because I know one thing, before this industry, I didn't know what that looked like. And that's why I'm so thankful for this atmosphere and leadership, because it can develop you into a person that can make you get the things that you've always dreamed about. Because if you accept responsibility that you are where you are today because of the actions, the philosophy, and the things that you believe in, then you can accept change and you can make your dreams become a reality. But you've got to accept that. And this is it. This is my last slide. Even the word impossible says I'm possible. Right? So, my challenge to you this weekend is to get the most out of this weekend as possible. Take more notes than ever before. Let people know that aren't here. Send them pictures, send them information you're learning. Become a leader. Embrace this company. Embrace the pain. Go through the journey, and I'm telling you guys at the end of it, it's going to be absolutely worth it. I appreciate every single one of you guys. My name is Spencer Nguyen, and I live kyani.